Hello and welcome to Finance Matters, a production of the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service. I'm your host, Daniel Pasley, and in our last program, we were focusing on financial inclusion, and we spoke about what it is and really how can it impact us as an ordinary Jamaican. But today we'll be focusing on the pillars of financial inclusion, and who better to speak to us about that topic than National Financial Inclusion Coordinator, Ms. Melanie Williams. Thank you so much for coming back on the program, Melanie.
Thank you, Daniel, for having me a second time. I appreciate that very much.
Now, the pillars, there are quite a few. Could you tell us a little bit more about them?
If you think of the pillars as being 4 pillars of a house with a foundation, we'll look at it in that vein. You have first responsible finance, which has to do with consumer protection, savings, pensions, insurance. You also have financial access and usage, which is how do you gain greater access to credit? How do you make payments? You have also financing for growth, or housing finance, or MSME finance, or agricultural finance. And you have the supporting infrastructure, which seeks to allow the development of, if you will, pipelines or the plumbing to have greater flow of information and finance to and from the various sectors. So that's what we're all looking to achieve. And of course, we have financial resilience, which looks at long-term planning. How do we empower our consumers or citizens with the information they need to actually plan for different events throughout their life cycle, if you will. Planning for education, planning to acquire a home, planning for retirement. All of those elements are part of what we seek to achieve with financial inclusion.
All right, let's zone in on some of those pillars. So the first one, tell us a little bit more about that one.
Okay, if you look at responsible finance, what that is really saying to the Jamaican consumer is that we know that when you engage in interactions with financial institutions, you need the information to make proper decisions about what product is best for you. That means you need a product that is free from legal jargon and a lot of complexity. You need to have it broken down and explained to you in a simple manner. How do you actually have a negotiation for a loan? How do you calculate the interest payable on each repayment of a loan? And when you have a difficulty, how do you obtain some measure of assistance, if you will, in terms of handling your complaint and resolving your complaint? So think of it in that vein. That's what we're looking at. If you think of financing for growth, zeroing in on the agricultural sector, and of course our micro and small and medium-sized enterprises, what you're really about is whether you're a small farmer or you're an investor, you really want to know, okay, how can I obtain credit to meet the needs of my business so that I can facilitate production in a timely fashion? Rather, if you're looking at the issues to do with responsible, well, we touched on responsible finance or financial resilience, you want to know about your saving products that are best suited for you. If I put my money in the bank, am I going to have to deal with, after a particular period of time, my account will become dormant, and what does that mean for me? How do I access it? How do I reactivate it? What do I have to do? How do I open a bank account? What do I have to present in order to do that? And can there be a different treatment for me in terms of easing the entry requirements to open accounts so that I don't have to go through a great deal of pain in order to be able to actually engage in business with this financial institution? And the supporting infrastructure is, as I've said, new products that allow me to do business more efficiently. Can I get a mobile wallet?
Right.
Can I obtain access to my funds on my phone? Can I do online transactions easily? That's what it's all about. How do I make business happen for me in real time, faster, with greater confidence that I know that I am protected and my money is secure? In the Secretariat, we assist the individual ministries or agencies or departments that have responsibility for each of the 53 action items.
Wow.
By bringing them together with other team players, other members of the network that we spoke of last week, and they actually engage in discussions and create the policy in a collaborative way with the private sector and with non-governmental organizations that represent the interests of the consumer. So you develop that policy as part of a broader approach of consensus. And we facilitate training, we facilitate engagement with the public, we also facilitate ongoing consultation. The policy is produced, it is then handheld by the relevant ministry and directed through cabinet, or if it is a policy that will result in immediate product development, that is then taken on board by the entity, such as Development Bank of Jamaica, and they craft the product design so that they can now engage with the public and immediately start bringing the micro entrepreneur, bringing the small entrepreneur into contact with them so that they can empower that person.